If you've got a U3000 dash cam from Thinkware, then you've got a problem and you need to go through the manual. Then you've got a problem because you haven't got one. You've got to download it off the internet. This video is me going through the manual. If you want to find a particular point there, I'll put in an index and you can find it on the chapters. The benefit of going through this with me is that I actually read it to you, and if there's anything that's a little bit ambiguous, I try and explain it if I can understand it myself. I hope this is of use. If you found some use of it, please like, subscribe, and enjoy, if that's the right word. It's a long one, but it's important if you've got one. Well, welcome to the U3000 user guide video. This was not going to originally happen. It was going to be part of the original unboxing, but the manual's quite long, and so I thought I'd cut it out so that if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to, but if you do, you can, and we'll go through it through here. So I shall cut to me, because I'm on here already, and we'll take it from there. Cheers. Stay tuned. Now I'm in my element. I have a manual which I have just downloaded from thinkware.com, and it's quite complicated to get to. I'll show you how we got there. Anyway, so this is the U3000 user guide, and you can tell the U3000 is important because it's written in red. Product records videos whilst the vehicle is operating. Read and following the instructions in this guide to properly use and maintain the product. And so we were right, that is the actual dash cam itself. And before using the product, it records videos while the vehicle is operating. Use this product only for reference when investigating accidents. Video recording does not begin until the product completely turned on. Boot up, ensure the vehicle events are recorded. Wait until the product, so you've got to wait until it's booted up, that makes sense. Thinkware is not responsible for any loss caused by an accident, nor is responsible for providing any support regarding the outcome of an accident. So it's buyer beware, carpe diem, and all the rest of it. Basically, it's saying that you've got problems. It's not down to them. Depending on the vehicle's configuration or operating conditions, such as the installation of remote door lock, device ECU settings or TPMS settings, some product features may not be supported, and different firmware versions may influence the product's performance or features. I have no idea what that bit means. What is a TPMS? If you know, you can put it in the comments. We can all learn something. About the user guide, the information provided in the guide may change when the manufacturer updates its service policy. This user guide is intended for the Thinkware U3000 model only, and it may contain technical errors, editorial errors, or missing information. Copyrights. Everything's copyright. All rights for the content and the maps of this guide are reserved by Thinkware and are protected under copyright laws. All unauthorized duplication, revision, publication, or distribution of this guide without written consent from Thinkware is prohibited and is eligible for criminal charges. Well, I guess that means they sent it to me. They're probably happy with it. Thinkware U3000 is a registered trademark of Thinkware. Well, that's good. Let's move me to a different part. Right, I'm there now. And other product logos and service names in this guide are trademarks of the relevant companies. Turning voice recording on and off. Some jurisdictions may prohibit recording voice in the vehicle or may require all passengers have knowledge of the recording and provide consent before you record voice in the vehicle. It is your responsibility to know and follow all the laws so you can't get in trouble. The device can record voice using an integrated microphone whilst recording video. Voice recording is on by default. Got to do that bit again. Oh, that's true. And now we're on to the contents, and it says safety information, product view, installing the product, using recording features, using mobile viewer, using Thinkware Connected. That sounds interesting. We'll deal with that in a bit. Accessing the product information, settings and specifications, troubleshooting, upgrading the firmware. So it's a fairly comprehensive manual, one would have to say. Let's have a look at the next page, and it says safety information. Tells you what the warning signs mean, and then we got children and pets. Ensure that product is out of reach of children and pets. If the product breaks, it may result in fatal damage. Do you keep your pets dangling under or your children come to that, dangling under the mirror? I guess this is just trying to cover all angles, but there we go. I suppose somebody might. Product management and operations. Do not separate the product. Do not mount. Frequently check the product. Do not use chemical cleaners. Well, that's a good one actually, because people forget that and they wipe it with the wrong stuff and then the plastic dissolves. Do not disassemble the product because you can't fix it. Handle with care. Do not attempt to insert foreign objects into the device. Trying to get your cheese sandwich in those SD slots will not work. Avoid excessive humidity. Do not allow any water to enter the product. So you're not allowed to splash it with water. There was one thing I did see. Depending on the make and model of your car, the power may be constantly supplied to the dash cam, and even when the ignition is turned off. Installation of the device to a continuously powered 12-volt outlet could result in vehicle battery drainage. For other words, if you park the car for 3 months and then come back, it won't start because the camera's been on. This device is designed to record video whilst the vehicle is in operation. Quality of the video might be affected by weather conditions and the road environment, and as such, a day and night present, blah, blah, blah. I think it's not responsible for the loss of any recorded video during operation. You cannot claim off them if, for some reason, you haven't got the recording that you hoped you were going to get. Keep the windshield and camera lens clean for optimal quality. Particles and substances on the camera lens or windscreen may reduce the quality of the recorded videos. Actually, that's quite important because you can forget that dust and that when the lights hit the lens, dust and stuff tends to glow and make the thing sort of opaque. Anyway, included items. So we were right. Front camera is that funny thing there. On the funny thing there. Mount, heat blocking film, hardwiring cable. That was one of the cables we looked at. Car charger cable, adhesive cable holders, CPL filter, that's an interesting one. We're going to have to get onto that. Warranty and CS information, well, we got that. And micro SD card. There's also available a rear camera cable, which of course we've got because this is a kit with the rear camera, and a rear camera, which we've got because this is a kit with a rear camera. Part names, front camera main unit. It's called the front camera. Well, I wonder where that goes. Adhesive mount fixed to the front vehicle. Security LED indicates the vehicle is being recorded. Video is being recorded, not vehicle. What am I on about? Slap of wrists. Front camera lens records the front view, which is good. Otherwise, you'd be a little bit thing. Right, okay. To reset the product, press and hold the voice recording button and manual recording buttons simultaneously until you hear beeps. Refer to the following table to check the status of the product using the LED indicators. For more information about the REC LED, refer to 3.3 using the continuous recording feature on page 18, which we're nowhere near. Right, so LED status, blinks on, does various things. We'll worry about that if and when it becomes a problem, which will be in... now this was quite important. We saw that there were lots of sockets and things on here. We have a manual recording button. Press the start manual recording, press and hold for 3 seconds for SOS recording. So, you know, if you've had an accident, you need to get something to happen, you press and hold it, do your SOS recordings, whatever that means. Speaker, there is a speaker in it. Outputs the voice, guide and buzzer sounds to indicate the product status. So it talks to you. Connection LED indicates the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connection status. Input port, that's used to connect the rear camera. So that's what the, whatever that USB port is. DC in power port, used to connect to the power cable, so that makes sense. You've just got a plug that plugs in there. Record LED indicates recording status. GPS LED indicates the GPS connected status. Reset button, insert the tip of a sharp object to reset the product when an error occurs. So we have the ability to reset it, which is nice. Memory card slot, insert a memory card to save recordings. Otherwise you haven't got recordings. Voice recording button, press to enable or disable voice recording. And connection button to press and connect the product to a smartphone via Bluetooth or a Wi-Fi network, which is presumably the way it sets itself up. Power button, press and hold to turn the product off. Press to turn the product, to turn on the product. Rear camera, optional, we have one. Rear camera lens records the rear view. I love the way they say that. Security LED in the middle of the word radar indicates that video is being recorded. Connection port, used to connect the rear camera to the front camera using the rear camera cable. And adhesive mount used to fix the rear camera in the vehicle. So you're going to stick that to the rear screen. Removing and inserting the memory card. Follow the instructions to remove the memory card, so you just sort of put it in, make sure it's the right way around. Now it's quite nice actually that before removing the memory card, ensure that the product is turned off. Gently press the bottom of the memory card with your fingernail to release it, and then remove it from the product. If you've chewed your fingernails off, you're screwed. To insert the memory card into the memory card slot, ensure that the metal contacts on the memory card are facing forwards, the product button, and towards the... hang on. To insert the memory card into the memory card slot, ensure that the metal contacts on the memory card are facing toward the product buttons, and insert it into the slot until you hear it click. Yeah, we can work out what it means. Ensure that the product is turned off before removing the memory card. The recorded video files may be corrupted or lost if you remove it while it's switched on. So no hot swapping. To prevent the loss of recorded video files, periodically back up the video files on a separate storage device. Installing the product. Now this is the bit that is quite interesting because I'm going to have to do this, of course. Installing the front camera, main unit, selecting the ideal location. Select the installation location that can record the entire view of the front of the vehicle without obstructing the driver's vision. Ensure that the front camera lens is located in the centre of the windshield. If the GPS navigation device is installed on the dashboard, its GPS reception may be affected depending on the dashboard camera's installation location. Adjust the installation location of the GPS navigating device to ensure that the two devices are separated by at least 20 centimetres, approximately 8 inches. Alright, so they're going to interfere with each other. That would be down to local oscillators and things, I would have thought. Yeah, but keep them apart. Securing the product, follow the instructions. After determining the installation, wipe the installation location of the windshield with a dry cloth. Attach the heat blocking film to the installation location. And then it says underneath, attach the heat blocking film where the front camera will not be blocked. So you have to put that where you're going to mount it. Remove the protective film from the adhesive mount and then press the mount to the heat blocking film. Press the mount against the windshield to ensure that the mount is firmly fixed. I quite like the idea that you're actually putting only a little bit of thing on there. I don't know about you, but I find that trying to mount things with sticky, which of course are press it once and it won't move, when they're heavy or awkward shaped, it's not so easy. So presumably, having lined everything up, it's easier just to put the thin plate on. Align the product to the mount and then slide it onto the locking position until you hear it click. It says the product may fail to be damaged during vehicle operation if it's not firmly fixed to the mount. If you need to remove the mount from the windshield to alter the installation location, be careful not to damage the windshield's film coat. It's obvious this is intended to be mounted onto one vehicle until, of course, you sell the vehicle. Then you can presumably prize it off and put it in another one, but you can sell it with it. 500 quid. I'm not going to leave it in our car because our car's worth £2,000. If we contact WeBuyAnyCar.com, it's probably worth about 400 quid. So put this in it, and we've just doubled its value. It ain't staying in. Right. Okay. So to confirm the camera angle, record a video after installation and check the video using the mobile viewer or the PC viewer. That means put it into your PC. If necessary, adjust the camera angle again. For more information about the mobile viewer or the PC viewer, refer to 4 using the mobile viewer on page 23 or 6 using the PC viewer on page 26. We'll get to that eventually. Connect the power cable when the engine and electrical accessories are turned off. Connect the continuous power cable or the cigar socket cable to the product. You can just plug it into your cigarette lighter, as they used to be called, or now your 12-volt output. Connect the car charger to product DC in power port and insert the cigar jack into the vehicle power socket. That's if you can get to it. It's always been a bit of a problem I've found. Use the authentic Thinkware car charger. Use third-party power cables may damage the product and result in electrical fire damage or electrocution, which do not cut or modify the power cable yourself. Doing so may damage the product or the vehicle. For safe driving, arrange the cables. Basically they're saying use our stuff or you're in trouble. Connect the product to the Thinkware Dash Cam link on your smartphone and adjust the camera angle so that the hood of the vehicle, we're on page 12 here, hood of the vehicle covers 1/4 to 1/8 of the screen whilst viewing the live view screen as shown in the image on the left. The hood, or we would call it the bonnet of your car, you can just see past it, so that way you get the best angle you can, because otherwise you don't need to see the top of that skyscraper, but you do need to see the 3-foot tall person that's just walked in front of the car and you're about to run them over. For more information about connecting and using the Thinkware Dash Cam, refer to 4 on page 23. Connecting the continuous hardwiring cable. Now this one's an interesting one. I find it strange. This is the other lead that we got. If you connect the product to the vehicle via the continuous power cable, the camera continues operating even when the vehicle is not operating. Parking mode. And parking mode, the camera detects impact in the vehicle and nearby motion and records video. It's got a lot of good features. The continuous power cable must be professionally installed, it says in the vehicle, by a trained mechanic. Although actually I'd have said an auto electrician, but there we go. Contact an authorised service centre to connect the continuous power cable to your vehicle. If the product is not installed properly, the product may be damaged, blah blah blah. Use authentic Thinkware continuous power cable only. Using other manufacturer's cable may damage the product and cause electrocution due to voltage differences. They keep on with the electrocution, they don't know what that means. When connecting the continuous power cable, pay attention to the wiring. If the wires are connected incorrectly, the product or the vehicle may be damaged. Find the vehicle's fuse box. Usually the fuse box is installed under the driver's seat. Not on my car, it's not. The location of the fuse box may differ. Yes, it does, depending on the make and model of the vehicle. For more information, refer to your vehicle owner's manual. Our one's under the, if you're looking at the car from the front, it's on the right hand side, and it's sort of like where the bonnet and the bonnet hinges go. Anyway, open the fuse box, find the continuous power terminal which supplies power to the vehicle when it's off, and ACC terminal which is supplied when the ignition status is ACC on. That's accessories, I suppose. Open the fuse box, find the continuous power terminal which supplies power to the vehicle when it's off, and the ACC terminal which supplies power when the ignition status is on, by using an electrical tester and detach the fuses from the terminals. Connect the battery wire to the fuse leg of the continuous power terminal and connect it back in. Check the fuse panel's input and output points by using an electrical tester. Place the fuses back in the location on the fuse panel, connecting each fuse leg with the wire to the output contact point, and take care not to change the fuse positions. When you install the fuses on the fuse panel, the fuse leg for the battery wire must be connected to the output of the fuse. If the fuse leg is on the wrong side, then it may be damaged or electrical fire may result. So what they're saying is, there's a fuse with two legs. The volts come in on that fuse, leg goes through the fuse, and then comes out on that one. What they're saying is make sure you connect it to that one where it comes out, not that one where it goes in. Otherwise, you haven't got a fuse. It's, I suppose that's actually common sense, but it's also good advice. Connect the continuous power cable to the DC in power and start the engine to make sure it's operates normally. Once the product is powered on, the LED indicator and the voice guidance are turned on. Install the Thinkware Dash Cam link on your smartphone via the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. For information about connecting this and using the Thinkware Dash Cam, use whatever. Adjust the camera angle so that the hood of the vehicle covers it. Yeah, we've done that bit. Installing the rear camera, optional. Refers to the following instructions to install the rear camera. Now, on this one, it's well worth fitting because I've had a quick read. Locate the location of the rear windscreen where there is no defrost wire and the camera can record the entire rear view. So look, I guess they're suggesting at the top there, but that's on a lot of cars. That's where you'd have your light that comes on. So you got to choose your position carefully. For vehicles with sunshade attached to the rear windshield, you must select the location where using the sunshade will not interfere with the camera operation. The decent part of the rear camera should not touch the defrost grid. Yes, now that's important because this defrost grid, which is part of the glass, if you go and stick your sticky bit on there, when you pull it off, well, for a start, it's probably going to damage it by the fact that it's a chemical, and then when you pull it off, you're going to tear your defrost grid off, so don't do that. Securing the camera, refer to the following instructions to secure the product to the installation location. Say that again. Refer to the following instructions to secure the product to installation location. 1. After determining the installation location, wipe the installation surface of the windshield with a dry cloth. Check the installation location before you secure the rear camera to the rear windshield. After securing the rear camera to the windshield, it is hard to remove the camera or change the installation location due to the strong adhesive. So basically they're saying put it in the right place, get it right first time. Remove the protective film from the adhesive mat and stick it on. Now you can see here they have gone onto the grid of the defrost thing. They have gone onto the defrost grid. Adjust the product that's logo facing the door and press the adhesive tape firmly to secure the camera. If the product is fixed in reverse, the rear view will be recorded upside down. So you've got to make sure that you put it the right way up. Otherwise, you've got an upside down picture. Not that it would matter, because you can always flip it in software, I would guess, but it would matter because you wouldn't be able to see it on your phone and things. Connecting the rear camera. Power off the product and connect the rear camera cable to the front camera main unit. When connecting the rear camera cable, check the F and R marks on both ends of the cable. That's a good idea. So it's a one direction camera cable. Connect one of the end of the rear camera cable marked F. Now the English is failing here. Connect one end of the camera cable, and it's marked F, to the front camera V in port. To prevent malfunction, make sure to connect the appropriate cable to the label marked front to the front camera's V end port. They're going over it twice there. Connect the other end of the rear camera cable marked R to the corresponding port on the rear camera until you hear a click. Right, so it is. I was wondering if it was going to be a right angle cable, but it's not. It's a straight in cable, and that was a straight in cable, so it's going to stick out a little bit. Wonder which. So it shows it's coming out on the so it's coming out on the right hand side as you look to the back of the car. People in Europe and America are concerned it's on the driver's side. The cable's going to be running down. Yeah, okay. Turn on the ACC or start the engine to check if the product is powered on. After the product is powered on, the voice guidance will be turned on. It's got to speak to you. The product is powered when the ACC model is turned on or when the engine starts. When attaching the rear camera, check the live view with the mobile viewer application. Launch Thinkware Dash Cam on your smartphone and tap live view. To switch the screen to the rear view again, align the red line with the center of the camera, the yellow line with the center of the horizon, and the green line with the trunk view. Hang on. These are not the easiest instructions to read. I mean, they're not like the old stuff we used to get, but they're not the easiest to read. When attaching the rear camera, check the live view with the mobile viewer application. Launch Thinkware Dash Cam link on your smartphone and tap live view. R to switch the screen to the rear view. Align the red line with the center of the camera, the yellow line with the center of the horizon, and the green line with the trunk line. To adjust the angle more precisely after attaching the rear camera, launch Thinkware Dash Cam link on your smartphone, tap live view R, and then further adjust the horizontal yellow and trunk green lines on the application screen. So it's got a wider, it appears, and I could be wrong, it appears to have some sort of digital zooming function. If the rear camera is not installed correctly, the rear collision warning FCWS feature may not work properly. Then we're getting on to the nitty and the gritty, using the recording features. Turn the product on or off. The product is turned on automatically and continuously. Recording starts when you turn on the ACC or start the engine. We thought we knew that. Learning the file storage locations. Videos are stored in the following folders according to the recording mode. On the mobile viewer, continuous instant, manual recording, motion detector, parking instant, SOS recordings. In the memory card, Dash rec, rec, manual rec, motion time-lapse rec, parking rec, and SOS rec. So there are several folders. That's interesting. Play videos on Windows Mac computers and using the Thinkware Dash Cam. If you play videos by inserting the memory card into a device such as a smartphone or a tablet, the video files may be lost, so don't. A file name comprises of recording date, start time, and recording options. Right, so it tells you exactly what it is. Using the continuous recording feature. Oh my god, this lot is boring, but you got to know how to do it. Connect the power cable to the product's DC in power port and then turn on the vehicle's electrical accessories or start the engine. The voice guide will indicate that continuous recording has started. During continuous recording, the product operates as follows. During live video, continuous recording. During driving, videos are recorded in 1 minute segments and are stored in the continuous recording folder. Instant continuous recording. When an impact to the vehicle is detected, the video is recorded for 20 seconds. That's 10 seconds before and 10 seconds after the detection, and stored in the event rec folder. completely booted up, make sure it's all working, make sure you're happy before you drive off. Recording manually. You can record a scene you want to capture whilst driving and store it in a separate file. To start manual recording, press the manual record button. Then the voice guide will indicate that manual recording has started. During manual recording, the product will operate as follows. This is probably important. Manual recording. When you press the button for manual recording, the rec button, the video will be recorded for 1 minute from 10 seconds before to 50 seconds after pressing the button and stored in the manual rec folder. Right. Using the SOS feature, you can record a scene when an accident occurs whilst driving and store it as a separate file. To start SOS recording, press the record button for 3 seconds. During SOS recording, the product operates as follows. SOS recording. If you press the record button for 3 seconds when an accident occurs, a video will be recorded for 10 seconds from 5 seconds before the accident to 5 seconds after pressing the button and stored in the SOS folder. Right, so hang on. If you press the record button for 3 seconds when an accident occurs, video will be recorded for 10 seconds from 5 seconds before the accident to 5 seconds after pressing the button and stored in the SOS record. So it's a very short recording. 10 seconds. It's literally, why? I don't understand that. To use this feature, you must sign into Thinkware Connected application. The video will be uploaded to the Thinkware Connected application with the location where the accident occurred. So it's actually quite a good thing. It's not for you to look at. It's telling people that you've actually had an accident or there is a problem that you need help with. Right, okay, that makes some sort of sense now. Using parking mode. When the product is connected to the vehicle via the hardware cable, the operating mode is switched to parking mode. After the engine or electrical accessories are turned off, and the voice guide will indicate that parking mode has started. Parking mode operates only when the hardwire cable is connected. The hardwire cable must be professionally installed. To all recording modes, you must insert a memory card into the product. Depends on the battery charge status. Right, if you do not want to use parking mode or you want to change the mode settings from the mobile viewer, tap Dash Cam Settings, record settings. I'm guessing that because you've got the 12 volt, I have to look at the cable properly, but you must have two cables. We know they're connected to the fuse, so you've got 3 wires. One's positive 12 volts or 24 volts on all the time. One's 12 volts on when it's in the ACC mode or accessory mode, and so it will power itself from the second cable, the on all the time. When the ACC is off, it knows it's in park mode. That's a very simple way of doing it. Right, options. No motion or impact detected. Monitor movements in the area or impacts to the vehicle. Video will be recorded only when motion or impact is detected. So it will just keep an eye on it for you. Motion detected. When a moving object is detected whilst parking, the video is recorded for 20 seconds. As stored in motion time lapse. Impact detected. When an impact is detected whilst parking, that means when you're parked, not whilst you're actually moving around, a video is recorded for 20 seconds from the moment 10 seconds before detection to 10 seconds after detection and stored in the parking rec folder, so it will actually record the actual impact. No impact detected. The video is recorded at a rate of 2 frames per second for 10 minutes, compressed into a 2-minute long file, and stored in the motion time-lapse rec folder. Since the video file recorded with this option is small, you can record a long video. That's when it's on time-lapse. When an impact is detected while parking, a video is recorded for 100 seconds at a rate of 2 frames per second. Right, before detection, 50 seconds after detection, as stored in the parking lot. The buzzer will sound. Energy saving. No impact detected. Monitors impact to the vehicle. Video will be recorded only when an impact is detected. And the default is that the LED is off. So video will be recorded only when the impact is detected. When an impact is detected whilst parked, a video is recorded for 20 seconds from within 1 second after detection and stored in the parking rec folder. It gets complicated, doesn't it? Alright, no motion or impact detected. Monitors movement in the area or impacts to the vehicle whilst parking in radar mode. Video will be recorded only when motion or an impact is detected. Motion detected. When a moving object is detected whilst parked in radar mode, a video is recorded for 20 seconds and stored in the motion time lapse. Right, okay. When an impact is detected whilst parking in radar mode, a video is recorded for 20 seconds and stored in the parking record. And when radar is off, the product is powered off when the electrical accessories and the engine are turned off. Right, in parking mode settings are changed, the video recorded with the previous setting will be deleted. To prevent data loss, back up all parking mode videos before changing parking mode settings. You cannot use motion detection, time lapse or energy savings at the same time. You've got to use one method or another. You can't use more than one. You can't have radar and time lapse and energy saving because they're incompatible with each other. Using the Super Night Vision feature. Now this looks quite impressive. With the Super Night Vision feature, you can record videos that are much brighter than videos recorded without the feature. The feature is enabled by real-time image signal processing to SP to improve the brightness of videos recorded. So when Super Night is not on, you get that, which is basically a couple of glows. And when it's on, you get that, which is, you can see what's going on there. In fact, if I zoom in on there, let's have a quick zoom in. You can actually see, yeah, that makes a big difference. And it'd be interesting to see if it really does. Right, we'll take that back out. Take that back there. Right, okay. So, from the mobile viewer app, we're on page 21. Tap Dash Cam settings, camera settings from the Super Night Vision. Select the desired recording mode to use the Super Night Vision feature. The new setting is applied automatically. Using the road safety features. The road safety features include a safety camera alert system, a lane departure warning system, speed, a forward collision warning system, a low speed forward collision warning system, a front vehicle departure warning system, and a rear collision warning system. Right, so we got LDWS, detects the lane departure via the real-time video and warns the driver, so it's keeping an eye on what you're doing. LDWS speed, detects lane departure and warns the driver when the speed of the vehicle goes over the speed selected in the settings. FCWS, forward collision warning, detects forward collision threats via the real-time video and warns the driver when the vehicle is moving at 40 kilometers an hour or above. Let me find out how much 40 kilometers an hour is. Alexa, how much is 40 kilometers an hour in miles an hour? According to Alexa, that's about 25 miles an hour. So, detects forward collision threats via real-time video and warns the driver when the vehicle is moving at 25 miles an hour approximately or above. Low speed FCWS detects forward collision threats in real-time video and warns the driver when the vehicle is moving at 10 to 30 kilometers an hour. Actually, that's quite good because slow moving things are hard to see sometimes. Obviously you haven't got long to see something that's travelling fast, but slow things you can't always tell they're moving. 10 kilometers an hour, which is approximately... Alexa, what's 10 kilometers an hour in miles an hour?
10 kilometers per hour is about 6.2 miles per hour.
Right, so low speed FCWS detects forward collision threats in real-time video and warns the driver when the vehicle is moving between 10 to 30 kilometers an hour, which is about 6 to 10 miles an hour. FVDW, front vehicle departure warning, detects the departure of another vehicle that was previously stationary in front of the vehicle and notifies the driver after 4 seconds. I don't know why that is useful, but it probably is. I mean, off the top of my head, you're probably glad that the guy in front's gone, but maybe it's sort of saying there could be a problem. RCWS, rear collision warning, detects the rear collision threats via the real-time video and warns the driver when the vehicle is moving at 50 kilometers an hour or above. Now, 50 kilometers is 30 miles an hour. I know that, roughly. And so, yeah, that looks quite useful. It's something that I'll have to try out in the second video and show you how it works, if it works, and how useful it is to me. The review will obviously be based on what I find it to do, and we've got to go from there. Using the mobile viewer, this is the important bit here. You can view or manage recorded videos and configure various product features on your smartphone. One of the following environments is required: use of Thinkware Dash Cam Link application, Android 7, Nougat or higher, iOS 13 or higher. I've got Android 13, I think. That should be okay. Connect the product to a smartphone. On your smartphone, open the Google Play Store, blah, blah, blah. Run Thinkware Dash Cam link. Tap Dash Cam connection is required at the bottom of the screen and follow the on-screen instructions to connect the product to a smartphone. Viewing the mobile viewer screen layout. The following provides a brief information about the screen layout. So, Thinkware connected. Oh right, so it's got like a proper dashboard on it. Status of vehicle battery status, dash cam power off, driver history, source notification, driver impact notification, parking impact notification, download this, share the event location, captured video on the front camera during the most recent parking, real-time vehicle location, and remote live view. I don't know about you, but that looks quite looks like they're up for the biz there. Connecting the products you think we're connected. On your smartphone, open the Google Play Store or App Store and download the install Thinkware Connected. Run Thinkware Connected and tap Sign In on your smartphone. You need a Thinkware ID to use Thinkware Connected. If you don't have an ID, tap Sign Up and sign up for Thinkware membership. I'll have to find out about that. After you sign in, follow the app's instructions, tap Register a device, and enter a barcode number to register the product. You can view and manage the recorded videos and configure various products on your PC. The following are required: PC, DirectX, whatever. Windows 7, so it goes back a bit. Installing the PC Viewer. The PC Viewer installation file setup is stored on the root folder of the memory card that is provided with the product. Follow the instructions to install the PC Viewer on your PC. So that's okay. Then insert the memory card in the memory card reader. Connect to your PC. Move the installation file to the desktop. Run it. The complete installation according to the instructions given. After the installation is complete, there will be a shortcut icon on the Thinkware Dash Cam Viewer. Right, okay. So you can run it off, run a version of something off your PC. Following provides brief information, but they've already said don't plug in the chips to the PC. Open file, save file, view Thinkware website. Right, okay, so lots of stuff on there. I'll leave that on there. You can read it if you want to. Play and recorded videos on the PC. Select, turn off the product and remove the memory. Right, so it says follow the instructions to play recorded videos. Turn off the product and remove the memory card. Insert the memory card into the memory card reader on your PC. Double click shortcut on PC Viewer. So you've got to put the viewer on first. Video files and memory, blah blah blah. Double click video file off, select the video folder and click playback. Right, okay. So PC Viewer screen layout for Mac. Much the same. Let's have a look. No, a bit different. It's got speedos on it. Use Thinkware website, blah 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 blah. I'll leave that there. You can have a quick read. It's easier to read this than it is to read the manual. Well, you're watching this. You can watch this on your telly. You've got to get a PDF viewer to see the actual manual. Use the PC Viewer. Play recorded videos. Right, well, it's basically, if you know how to use a PC, you should be okay with that. But again, you can freeze frame on there and read it. Settings. You can set the product features according to your needs and preferences. Oh, here we go. Memory partition. Select continuous priority instant. Formatting memory card. In formatting memory card, tap format, confirm, and overwrite videos. Select desired modes to allow video overwriting. Resolution from 4K 30 frames and QHD 30 frames, QHD 60 frames and QHD 30 frames for the desired front rear resolution. Image quality, select the normal quality, high quality for the image on the front. Is only enabled with 4K. Hang on. Select the normal quality, high quality for the image quality on the front rear camera. It is only enabled when 4K selected in resolution. If you select high quality, the file capacity increases and the number of the files can be stored is reduced compared to when you use normal quality. That doesn't make sense. Select from normal quality, high quality for the image quality on the front rear camera. It is only enabled when 4K is selected in resolution. If you select high quality, the file capacity, okay, so you've got resolution and quality are not the same thing. Brightness front, select the mid, dark, mid and bright for the brightness of the front camera. Brightness rear, select mid, dark, right, rotate rear camera. Select the enable disable to flip the rear view image horizontally. That's useful. I don't know what, it doesn't really matter. Continuous mode, super night vision. Select the enable disable for the super night vision feature. I don't know why you would not want that. Parking mode, super night vision feature enabled. Yeah, if you're going to use parking, why would you not want to? Let's get rid of that. Right. Continuous mode, super night vision. Select from enable disable for the super night vision feature. Parking mode, select the night vision mode. Enabled disable for the super night vision feature. When you've got it parked, you never know where it's going to be. You're going to be parking, so I would suggest you have super night vision feature turned on, unless there's a reason not to, which I haven't mentioned yet. Voice recording, we know about that. Set privacy recording. You can set the privacy recording feature to delete the recordings files after a set amount of time to protect the privacy of others. Select the G-Shock only 1 minute. God, it gets confusing. Continuous mode incident recording sensitivity. Select the lowest, middle, high for sensitivity. Parking mode. Select from motion detection time lapse. Energy saving radar disabled for parking mode. Parking mode waiting time. Select from 30 seconds, 1 minute for the parking mode waiting time. Time to switch to parking mode. Oh, right. Okay. So you're setting a pause there for how long you're going to get out and shut. You don't want it activating whilst you're getting out and shutting the doors and things. Smart parking record. Select from enable disable for thermal protection and external battery saving. Impact sensitivity in parking mode. Select one of the 5 parking mode sensitivity levels. How do you know how hard you want it to be hit? Motion detection sensitivity. Select one of the 5 motion. Radar sensitivity. Select one of the. Okay. This is getting a bit repetitive here, but you've got to get this right, I guess. Use external battery. Select from enable disabled. Off timer. Select the desired off timer to turn off the timer. Battery protection, select the enable disable for battery protection. Vehicle type, they haven't told us why we want to do these things. Set in road safety features from the mobile viewer. Tap dash cam settings, road safety settings to manage the road safety features. Safety cameras, select and enable to disable the safety cameras. Mobile zone alert, select and okay. Vehicle type, select vehicle type as in sedan, SUV, truck, bus. See, it's not written in English, it's written in American. So a sedan is a normal car. SUV, well, we sort of know what they are. Truck or a bus. So big vehicles. Initialize ADAS. Initialize ADAS. Tap initialize, OK. Lane departure warning speed. Forecast. Rear collision recording, select disabled. Right. FVDW and all that. Select it, turn it on. Lane, whether you're drifting from your lanes is quite interesting. I had it on a vehicle I was driving. I had to turn it off because every time we went over it triggered every time we went over a hash, and the hash is quite common in the UK. You get them at very often you get them at junctions and things where you have to drive over them, and they're telling you to be careful, not that you can't go there. And so you'd get this thing come up and then it'd be stuck on, which is not so good. Not so good. Product information. Viewing the product information, memory name from the mobile viewer app. Dash cam info information will be displayed. That's useful. Assessing and configuring the GPS. A GPS model is used to include the location data in the recorded videos. From the mobile viewer, tap dash cam info, GPS info to view the GPS feature. Connection status, signal strength, time, UTC vehicle. You can't ask you, blah, blah, blah. Upgrading the firmware. How many more pages? A firmware upgrade is provided to enhance products, features, operation, and increase stability for operation. Ensure that you keep the firmware up to date for installation. Right, open your PC, open the web browser, go to there, and download it. Select the product and download the latest firmware upgrade file. Unzip the file. Select the product, remove the memory card, open the memory card on the PC, and copy the firmware upgrade file to the root folder of the memory card. While the power is disconnected from the product, insert the memory card into the memory card slot. Connect the power cable to the product, and then turn the power on. Right, so they're saying you can upgrade it by using a PC or Mac, presumably. And the following table of contents, right, cannot power the product. Voice guide, so make sure it's all working. We worried about that before. It's on there. Hang on, let me just leave it there so you can read it if you want it. I don't know that you will need it, but it's available. Before contacting service centre, please check this, that, the other. Specification. Now, this is possibly more interesting than most of the rest. So it's a U3000. It's not very big. It's all in millimeters, which is irritating since they've written it in American English. Because people who don't realise it, the UK is bilingual. We use inches, feet, meters, and millimeters, and miles and kilometers, and it depends. So you can't use just one. See, I don't know how much 69.8 millimeters is, but I do know how much a meter is. Strange. Anyway, micro SD card. Yes, 64 gigabyte. Go up to 256 gigs. Might be worth buying one of those if you're going to be using it properly. 8.4 megapixel camera sensor. That's pretty good. There's one. See, it's an eighth of an inch. Angular view lens, approximately 152 degrees diagonally. Video, default 4K UHD at 30 frames. H.264 MP4. Options. So you can go to lower QHD, which is 2560 by 1440. Yeah. Recording mode, continuous instant record, manual record, parking mode, motion detector, time lapse, energy saving, blah blah blah. Features: night vision, privacy, smart parking, etc. Acceleration sensor, 3-axis. Right. So it feels when it's been bashed. 5 levels of sensitivity. GPS embedded, so it's actually got a proper GPS on it, and it does GPS and GLONASS. Bluetooth standard frequency is Bluetooth 5, and it's whatever those Wi-Fi standard. It's all around about 2.4 gigs. 2.402 megahertz to 2.480 megahertz. Yeah, okay. And that's 2.4 gigahertz to 5 gigs. Frequency, radar frequency, 24 gigahertz, 24.5 to 24.5 gigahertz. That's high. Power input 12 volts or 24 volts supported. Rear camera is the same. Well, it's taking it from the front, so it doesn't matter. Power consumption, 2 channel 5.6 watts, 1 channel 4.1 watts mean. So that's not telling how much current it's pulling. Except for the fully charged supercapacitor. GPS actual power consumption may vary depending on the usage conditions and the environment. Rear camera is 0.55 watts mean. 5.6 watts. Amps times volts equals watts. So therefore the amps times volts equals watts. Watts divided by volts equals amps. Alexa, what's 5.6 divided by 12? So it's pulling half an amp, which is okay. Power consumption, 2 channel, 5.6 watts. 1 channel, 4.1. So it's pulling approximately half an amp. LED indicator, blah blah blah. Alarm, built-in speaker, voice guide, buzzer sounds. Voice guide, buzzer sounds. Operating temperature, 14 to. They got this in 14 to 140 F, which is minus 10 to well, it's not minus 60. That's confusing, isn't it? So it's minus 10 to 60 degrees centigrade. And they haven't realised that that's not the way you write it. But anyway, storage temperature, minus 4 to, minus 4. So it can go really cold on the Fahrenheit. Minus 20, so you can put it in your freezer. Up to 70 degrees centigrade. The only thing that worries me here is 60 degrees centigrade. I've had higher than that in my car. FCC statement, don't care about that because it's irrelevant. Information user RSS200 equipment. Right. This equipment complies with IEC radiation exposure limits set forth for uncontrolled environment. This equipment should be installed and operate within distance of 20 centimeters between radar and you. So don't cuddle it. It's saying the device contains license-exempt transmitter receiver that complies with innovative science and economic development. Canada's license example. Please be cautioned that changes or significant changes or modifications not expressly approved by the parties responsible for the compliance could void the authority. Operation is subject to following to conditions. 1. This device may not cause interference, and 2. This device must accept any interference, including interference that may cause undesired operation of the device. This Class B digital appraisers complies with Canadian ICES 003, and IC 12, whatever that means. But it does have CE, ROHS, FC, UKCA, and HEVC Advance, covered by patents and patentsaccessadvance.com. Do not wheelie bin it. UK PST1. Alright, this might be interesting. Might not be. UK PST1, Statement of Compliance, Product Type Cigar Dash Cam, Think Corporation, Manufacturer's address in South Korea. Declaration of Compliance is prepared by manufacturer product. It's a U3000. We declare that it meets the terms of security requirements. Reference to the relevant harmonized standards for other technical specifications in which conformity is declared. So they're saying that it's ETSI and whatever. Fine support period 2024 420. So it's April 2024 until April 2027. 3 years from the first product supplied date. Web link for latest information. Security, right, okay, signed on behalf of Thinkware Corporation. I've not seen that before on anything, so that's quite interesting. I hope you found that of use. If you've got one of these and you need to go through it, then that's fine. You can actually read it and you can see what I thought about it at the time. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to do an installation and a test, an evaluation video, which will be a follow-up to this. This is a sort of an unplanned supplement, if you like. And anyway, catch me another time, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.